in the plane crash. We'll try to keep you updated on the situation as far as the Ozzy Osbourne concert goes.
To Randy Rhoads today, and what that means for the Ozzy Osbourne show. You ought to call me.
The lead guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne's band was killed in a plane crash. That was in Leesburg, Florida today. Now, authorities say 25-year-old Rhoads and 2 other people died when the plane in which they were buzzing a mansion clipped a van and a tree and then crashed into the house in flames. Now, apparently, they were joyriding, and, of course, that joyride turned into sorrow. Real tragic news we received here today. And if you haven't heard about the concert, there has been a change. That concert scheduled at the Capitol Center, Ozzy Osbourne's concert, has been postponed from March 24th until April 19th. Tickets for the March 24th show will be honored. If you'd like a refund, you can get it, but only through the Capitol Center. What do you say? Let's turn on with some Ozzy Osbourne here in memory of Randy Rhoads as we continue commercial-free. It's a 3-way on 98 Rock.
Larry, further to what you said a moment ago, Randall Rhoads, lead guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne's band, has been killed in a fiery plane crash in Leesburg, Florida. For the latest, let's go to Leesburg and entertainment writer John Marlowe.
What I know so far is that Randall Rhoads, a 25-year-old lead guitarist for the Ozzy Osbourne band, was killed while buzzing a mansion in Leesburg, Florida. He was killed along with the pilot of the plane and a woman called Rachel Youngblood, who I have was the hairstylist to the band, who I guess travels with the band. Like Ozzy Osbourne is supposedly okay. He wasn't in the airplane. He was in either an automobile or a van that the plane struck before it hit the house, but he's still okay. The other band members were in the house, but they escaped injury. So it's just really the lead guitar player for the band.
Mm-hmm.
And Osbourne is slated to play here on Sunday in a concert at the Orange Bowl. And I spoke to the promoter of the event just a few minutes ago, and he said that Ozzy is still planning to appear if he can find a new lead guitarist in time.
Why were they buzzing the house, John?
I don't have that information. I think probably is maybe a joke or just messing around or something like that.
Whose house was it?
It was a house they were staying at. The information I have was, it was an estate where, like, the band was just staying at. They had a concert in Leesburg, so I guess instead of checking into a hotel, they may have rented a house for the evening.
Thank you, John. Once again, Randy Rhoads, lead guitarist for Ozzy Osbourne's band, has been killed, along with 2 others, in a Florida plane crash. The Beechcraft Bonanza they were in had been dangerously circling a mansion the group is staying at. Seconds before it crashed, the plane clipped a van Ozzy was in. Ozzy is all right. Here in town, no major traffic problems to report this afternoon. Last night, Ozzy Osbourne's band played in Knoxville, Tennessee, and they were on their way to Orlando for a gig that's going to be held tomorrow called Rock Super Bowl 14, scheduled at 11 in the morning, the Tangerine Bowl. They stopped at this place called Leesburg, Florida. They arrived there in their bus. Ozzy and a couple of the other band members went to sleep in the bus. Randy Rhoads decided with a couple other people to go for a bit of a joyride. So they took off in a light aircraft, an Apache, from the airport. Lake County Sheriff's Captain Jim Brown said the victims decided to go for a ride. The aircraft circled the airport 3 times, coming down and buzzing the field each time, he says. The 3rd time it struck a large bus, spun off through a tree, pinwheeled over upside down into a house, and exploded into flames. Brown said that the portion of the house struck by the plane was gutted in that accident, which occurred at 10 o'clock this morning. There was apparently no one in the house at the time of the crash. That's what happened. Randy Rhoads dead at the age of 25. If there are any more details, we'll have them for you. We're watching this story. And stand by now, because it's going to be the announcement of the semifinalists for the 1982 Q107.
By a pilot and 2 members of singer Ozzy Osbourne's rock group crashed into a bus in a house today in Leesburg, Florida, killing all 3 men aboard. The sheriff's officer said 4 people in the bus and 2 people in the house weren't injured. The pilot was identified as 36-year-old Andy Aycock of Leesburg, but the 2 members of the Oz's group were not named pending notification of the next of kin, and Ozzy, it says, was not involved. Sad news of the rock and roll world today. This is a track.
Because what happened today was that they were flying too low. And in the process, Randy Rhoads lost his life. You probably heard earlier, lead guitarist Randy Rhoads with Blizzard of Oz and two other people. One member of the band's party, Rachel Youngblood, a hairdresser, age 58, and the pilot, one Andrew Aycock, were all killed when they were joyriding and buzzing the house in Florida where Ozzy and the band were staying in anticipation of a concert in Miami Sunday night. Now, Jet Records in Los Angeles has let it be known they expect to make an announcement, an official announcement regarding the Ozzy Osbourne tragedy around 7 p.m. from Los Angeles. Now, we have news correspondents and music correspondents in Los Angeles who will flash the word to us, so stay at 104 to find out. I personally think they're going to announce a new guitar player.
Mm-hmm. And we should stress that that's going to be 7 o'clock our time.
Yeah.
4 o'clock their time.
It may be 8 o'clock by the time we get word. It depends on how long Jet Records decides to talk. But the fact is, Ozzy plans to make that date in Miami at the Orange Bowl on Sunday evening. And the chances are pretty good they'll be naming a new guitar player and probably saying something like, gee, it's a drag. Because, indeed, Randy Rhoads was just an excellent guitar player. And one of the ways you can make that decision for yourself about Randy Rhoads is to listen tonight to our Friday Night Classic concert, because coincidentally, it happens to be Ozzy Osbourne recorded on the latest U.S. tour, with Randy in full regalia, buzzing away on his guitar. Randy Rhoads dead at the age of 25, lead guitar player with the Blizzard of Oz. And that's it for Wilson for this week. I don't want to end any more weeks on deaths of rock stars ever again. Over to Ingrid Schumacher for a night of good...
Of Jet Records in L.A., filling us in and, I guess, making the official announcement as to new guitar player with the Ozzy Osbourne Band. Pat?
Hello. This is a prepared statement that we have, and it goes as follows. We at Jet Records would like to extend our condolences to the family and friends of Randy Rhoads and Rachel Youngblood, who was a valued assistant on Ozzy's tour. Randy was a key member of Ozzy's band and will be missed as a person and as a musician. At this time, Ozzy's band is planning a 7 to 10 day hiatus period out of respect for Randy Rhoads. The tour will continue as planned, with the exception of those dates that are scheduled for the next 7 to 10 days. We are not sure how those will be dealt with. At this time, we cannot name a replacement for Randy Rhoads, or can we speculate as to who the replacement might be.
So what about shows that are happening in the very near future? They're still up in the air as far as what they're going to do as far as a guitarist goes?
For the next 7 days, like I said, we'll be in a little mourning period, and we'll be working with a new guitarist, and we'll probably have an announcement maybe Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday of next week. This doesn't affect any of the Canadian dates, which I understand start about the 16th of April in Ottawa.
Yeah, we've had a lot of rumor to that effect. Nothing official yet, so far, to my knowledge anyway, that the band was supposed to be coming here around the middle of next month sometime.
Yes. We plan to do all those dates. We want to get back on the road so everybody can... we feel it would be better for the band's sake to keep their mental stability to get back out and work after the 7-day period. So we'll be in Canada working.
There haven't been any kind of rumors, going around as to who this possible guitarist would be. It would have to be someone, I guess, who would be fairly familiar with the band, and not only the band's material, but the band themselves, just to be able to jump in like that in the middle of a tour.
Right. I think, as far as I know, our plans right now are to bring in a professional guitarist and not try to break in a new kid. Like I said, the announcement will be next week, and I think it will be good news for everyone.
So do you think that the guitarist will just be like someone who will just fill in on the tour, or do you speculate yourself, Pat, that it will be a permanent member of the band then?
I can't give you a name, Ingrid. It'll be someone whose profession will probably just finish the tour or might be between tours right now.
So we'll be hearing from you then early next week as to the exact person then who will be filling out the rest of the tour.
We'll make our official announcement, like I said, probably Wednesday at the latest of next week.
Thank you. Pat Siciliano, Jet Records in Los Angeles, commenting on the Ozzy Osbourne tragedy, and no replacement as of just yet. However, Pat or someone from Jet Records in L.A. will be giving us a call early this coming week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, to let us know exactly who that replacement will be. Back in just a moment with music from Ozzy Osbourne.
The Osbourne's band will be back on stage. Randall Rhoads, the band's lead guitarist. The makeup artist, Rachel Youngblood, and a pilot were killed when a small plane they were in crashed yesterday in Florida. Pat Siciliano of Jet Records says Ozzy and the rest of the band will rest up for a while.
What we plan to do is take a 7 to 10 day hiatus period due to respect for Randy, and also to line up another guitarist. We don't know who we're going to use for guitar yet. We've been talking to some people, but we do plan to get back on the road within the next 7 to 10 days.
They hope to be able to play the Nassau Coliseum in New York as scheduled March 20th.